The cast of Hair was going to come, whoever could come, and sing a cappella, Let the Sun Shine In. That was it. And he said, okay, well, let's check and see if we can get a permit. We couldn't get a permit. He said, but we can get a permit, Midtown, blah, blah, blah. And then it escalated, and Cynthia Nixon signed on, David Hyde Pierce signed on, the governor came, the mayor came, you know, and...
That's amazing.
It was incredible.
Has Hair inspired you?
Oh,
Has it changed? Gosh. I mean, how has it changed you? People say that, you know, doing that show totally...
It's changed me in a way that, like, I feel to be able to go to work every day and stand up and stand for something that in life is literally happening outside. It's what they felt in 1967. You know, they wrote about what was on stage was what was happening with the Vietnam War, you know, and protesting and standing up. And like, yes, it's not the Vietnam War, but the same energy is out there right now. It's two wars, it's this movement, it's injustice, it's education problems, it's prescription drugs, it's healthcare. People are just like, it's the economy. You come to the theater and it's not just Hair. It's honestly, it's release. It's humor. It's nostalgia. It's being different. It's wanting. It's the feminist movement. It's there is something to be found in every musical that we do. You know, as it's just musical theater. Hair is just the obvious.
Right.
It's obvious.
Yeah, but what's interesting is there are a lot of shows that listen. I mean. As light and fun as 95 is, at the same time, there's like I want to say a river of tension that runs through that show that is the truth about issues that we had then that we still have now. That's why I like doing it, because people say, well, do you think it has resonance now? Yeah, because wow, we sure haven't changed.
Yeah. That's the sad part.
You know, it is the sad part, but it's also the thing that activates an audience. Like, I'm telling you, especially when I'm out there, Lord knows. It's like, I don't get, ah, ha, ha, ha. I get, oh. I mean, I hear people personally
finally people
be
getting
offended and personally react. No, but seriously. Hey, man, if that means this jackass has to be the one to go out there and play it, then so be it, because I won't apologize for it, which is the whole point.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, I love hearing people get offended. I love hearing, I get hissed, but what's interesting is it's not like it's not like you're booing the villain. They're literally going, you suck, which I like.
But you're setting up the story. If it weren't for you, there would be no story.
It's the big guy against the little guy. You know, it's not a man-woman thing. It's this sense of elitism that we have in this country, this sense of entitlement without actually earning it. I love that there's a lot of theater like that right now, in all forms. And Hair, which you call obvious, and not at all, because I don't think anyone expected to be affected the way that they were. I think people expected to go and see something that was, oh, that's nice, that's nostalgic. No, they're surprised that, wow, that's really hitting me hard now.
I can't wait to see it.
Well, what I love about all three of you is that you all, and I know this personally, you're all very passionate about the shows you do.
Yeah.
I mean, all three of you are very passionate about the roles you're doing and what you're nominated for.
Yeah.
Is it rare to find shows that really get you passionate? Or
I don't think, I'm speaking for myself, but I think I speak for them also. We don't take roles or do shows that I'm not going to do something just to do it. Like I spent I was unemployed for a year last year, and there were opportunities where you want to come audition for this. I might have gotten it, may have not, but I don't want to do something I don't want to do.
Yeah.
And I guess
that's
a luxury.
a lot of time in these shows.
Well, I mean, me personally with Shrek, I've been a part of it. The first reading I did was during Drowsy Chaperone, which was in like 3 years ago, 3+ years ago. And so it's been a part of my life through years. I've been from the conception, whatever that is, conception, and right. And so I feel enormously attached to it and passionate about it.
Well, you with 9 to 5, the same thing.
Yeah, I mean,
we were part of it.
I've been a part of it for a long time.
And going out of town,
I was down
you invest
in DC.
A lot of time.
I was in DC at one point with it, working on Witches of Eastwick, coming back to New York, taking the train back and forth, working on 9 to 5, which was interesting because it was, The Bastard and Three Women.
Yeah.
Like I said, if you're going to hire an asshole in this town, I'm the guy.
No!
That's because you have a heart.
It is. It's because you have a heart.
The best thing about Marc Kudisch was he played this like over-the-top, crazy guy, but I remember...
He had such a heart.
I remember
he loved
thinking,
it.
I didn't really realize it until he left. because Chris Ebert came in, and Chris was completely different and amazing.
Yeah, it's great.
And he had his own heart, but like I didn't realize Marc's heart until he wasn't there anymore. And I was like, oh, like he would do this thing when, and it was an obvious thing, but like it was so beautiful when like Dorothy would, and he'd like turn into a little boy, but it wasn't like a take. You weren't hamming anything. It was so. Now listen, like you were really like. But I don't know. I believe it's so nice that you can get somebody that's that big. And can be that Phil.
You have to be connected to the truth.
Has to be.
You have to be connected to the truth.
Yeah.
But a part of it is also to answer the question from before, because this is all a part of that. I think we are passionate performers, so any show that we ultimately end up doing is going to have passion because we are the ones with the passion. And whatever job we do, we're going to approach it with passion. And I think that that's the guarantee. Like with these two, no matter what they're doing, they're going to approach it with passion. The quality of the show may be this or that or what have you. For all, but you're always guaranteed of that coming through their performances.
Yeah.
And I think that that's what makes, certain people really pop out, in a career or in the season because you have, you talk about Chris Ebert. I mean, he's so damn funny.
And I know you're up against a lot of friends this year. Up against for the.
There's
Tonys.
no up against. What does that mean? I love the fact that I'm in there with Chris, I'm in there with Will, I'm in there with Jabara. I mean, I've known Jabara forever, Chris forever. Will I've gotten to know in the last year and a half or so. I mean, these are great guys. And the four of us were standing there at the luncheon just sort of like, especially when they announced their names, because we could all like reach out and grab each other's hands. And, and I love, Dave Bologna, sweetheart of a kid. I mean, what a great kid. I mean, come on.
He's all smiles.
There's no such thing as competition in this business, and anyone who thinks there is limited.
He's right, though. People. I think when people say that, I love when I come out of the stage. They're like, "Good luck at the Tonys." I'm like, I can't swim faster and win the race. Like the work is done.
Yeah.
And it's true. And I think to people listening, they think, "Oh, you still want to win." And I'm like, yeah, but I don't. I'm really not thinking about that. It's kind of like you can't. It's not the same as in if you were to dive off the blocks and try to beat your time or beat the person next to you. That's where it doesn't make sense.
And it's not like we're all playing the same part in the same show. And we're all that's.
You're going to compare apples and oranges?
Yeah, it's apples and oranges.
And spiritually speaking, I don't have control over any of it. I mean, and you have less of a chance. This isn't statistically right at all, but to me in my head, I have less of a chance of getting nominated than I do of winning because there's only 30 people who decide, right? Like 30? 27 people go see everything and decide from all these incredible performances whether or not your name is going to be called and be on that list. Then there's 800 people who decide whether you're going to win. I'm like, well, please, you can't play the 800 people. So once the nominations come out, and I had the same reaction with Millie. I was just like, and that man right there talked me down off the ledge of Millie, because it was my first Broadway show, and I had no experience in this immense venue, this medium. And the Outer Critics Circle came out, and Angie Christian got nominated, and you two got nominated, and I was like, oof. I was like, oh, okay, like go to work, and then the Drama Desk came out, and I didn't get nominated again. And I was really down. And Marc, before the second act, during Forget About the Boy, we stood behind the center platform, and he's like, dude, how you doing? And I was like, I said, I feel like I've let the team down. And there's nothing I can do. I don't know why. And then I say, who do you think you are? This is your first Broadway show. Stop. Stop. What do you think you're going to get noticed?
We beat ourselves
you're
up
lucky,
so
You're lucky to be there.
much.
And he put his hand on my shoulder and he goes, you are doing incredible work. This is all bullshit. I'll never forget that. While you're out there belting your tits off, I was like, this moment is incredible.
Sure
Marc Kudisch is telling me, you're great. Now shut up and just do the show. And then when the Tony nomination day came out, I was like, I just want this day to be passed so I can go see Marc behind him and go, good job. Just keep doing the show. You're fine. You didn't get nominated. And then when I did, I was like, yeah! Sutton!
You know what?
So
Seriously. It's wonderful to be recognized for your work. Nobody can say otherwise. It's the truth. It doesn't make you any better.
Thank you.
You get nominated, okay. And then suddenly you're a loser if you don't win. Really?
No.
But I mean, think about it. It's like you're no better if you win. You're no worse if you don't. some of the best performances this season weren't even nominated.